Hey guys, Karan from Mobi Scrub here, and I'm here to help you set up your Galaxy Note 9 in a way that, it just becomes more productive for you. The first one is edge lighting. Because the Galaxy Note 9 has curved edges, it just looks phenomenal on it. And now it might be turned on by default or it might not be. So go into your display settings, go into edge, and then turn on edge lighting if it is not already switched on. Once you do that, go into edge lighting style, ensure that it's set to always. Now there are 4 effects to choose from. So there is basic, there is multicolor, there's glow, and there's glitter. You can change the width of that as well. And every time you get a notification, it's going to look fabulous. You can also choose the color. So there are quite a few solid colors that you can choose from, but I prefer app color, and I have set colors for individual apps. Actually, it automatically picks up from the icon color, but you can customize that. Just make sure you've turned on specific apps for which you want these notifications to work, and it'll do so. The next one is to enable instant dark mode on your Galaxy Note 9. Now, I really prefer dark screens, especially in the night, because otherwise the screen is so bright, it really hurts my eyes, and having it dark is just so much easier. I do this by simply tapping the power and the volume up key together, and if I need to revert back, I just do the same thing again and it just toggles back. Now, this is not exactly dark mode, it's negative mode. It works brilliantly on text and plain backgrounds, but not so much for the pictures, so don't use Instagram or Facebook while you're in dark mode. Anyway, the idea is not to use it all the time, but only when you really want to use it to read or not have too much strain. So go into accessibility settings, go into direct access, and then turn that on and hit negative colors. Okay, just one note, remember that your edge lighting and always on display will turn off when you use dark mode. So you'll have to turn that back on manually. And guys, before we move on, it'll be great if you could just hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to reach to 100,000 subscribers, and this would really help. The third one has to do with always on display, and there are a couple of things that you can do. First is go into your lock screen settings and hit clock style, not always on display, clock style. You get a bunch of, really interesting, good looking, always on display clocks that are pre-built into the Galaxy Note 9. And of course, you'll be able to see these in the S9 and the S9 Plus as well. But there are quite a few interesting clock styles that you can choose from, and a bunch of preset color options. So there are gradients and there are solid colors. Just remember, always on display takes 1% of your battery for every hour. So you might want to turn it off if you're really running low. The next thing is face widgets, and it's also a way to control a couple of things about your device without really unlocking and going inside. So your music controller, your schedules, your alarm, and weather. So all of these things you could view from the always on display. So when you have that, double tap on it and you can just scroll left and right to look at all of that. You might have noticed that I also have a brightness slider, right? So I can quite literally manually control the brightness of the always on display. Usually it is set to automatic by default, but you can change if you really want to, right? So if you go into always on display settings in lock screen, there you have it. I would recommend that you switch to auto brightness, because if you do turn it too low, you might not be able to turn it up back at some point in time because it'll be so dark. And just another tip, if you're not happy with the always on displays that you have in the phone, you could go into wallpapers and themes from your settings, hit always on display icon in the the bottom right corner, and you do get access to a ton of customized always on displays, right? So some of them are free, some of them are to be paid for, but go ahead and you might just come across something that you really like. The fourth one, Galaxy Note 9 does not come with auto record already on. If you wish to, while you're on the call, tap on that button and hit record. Now you can make this feature a default. Go into your dialer settings and look for record calls. It is by default set to off. So you could just go ahead and turn that on, and you'll get some disclaimer terms and conditions that you could just confirm, and then just go inside and you can set up whether you want to record all calls or only from unknown numbers or only from certain selected phone numbers. And while we're at this topic, also enable show calls in pop-up. What that does is whenever you get a call and you're in the middle of something, you can continue to do that while the call is being displayed. So you can choose to interact with it or not, or you can continue to do whatever it is you're doing and then just, reject it with an SMS or accept it, all on to you. Alright, moving on, I really like my home screen to be set up in a particular way and have all my apps and icons right in front of me, and I don't like, sifting through things in the app drawer. So there's an option to select a couple of apps, categorize them, as per your wish, and put them in one folder and have that folder kick out onto the home screen. So let's say I multi-select some apps that belong to, let's say, a group called social, and I tap on create folder. Now, once I do that, I just name it whatever I like, give it a color. If you really need to, you can give a custom color as well, and just tap somewhere outside. Now, long tap on that icon or that folder and then say add to home, and it just comes out onto the home screen, and you can drag it, drop it. So you can create multiple folders like social, entertainment, productivity, office, and you can just have all of your apps categorized on the home screen. Now, people don't give enough credit to the fact that there is a wallpaper and theme store that Samsung has, and it's got a bunch of really cool themes that you can try. It particularly changes a lot of things of your phone, including your dialer, your wallpapers, your lock screen, even your always on displays, your icon pack. So it really makes your phone look very different, really exclusive, and it talks a lot about you and your personality as well. So if there's something that suits you and your taste and your sense of, visual, better choose those. The previous one was purple, and maybe purple is not your thing, and maybe black and something really dark and gloomy is something you like. So, and it just changes so many things about your phone. And I really like this one. It's called Sea Cliff Bridge. The colors, the tonality of the entire theme, really cool, very subtle, and it really looks good on the Note 9. The last thing I want to talk about to help you set up is the brightness bar, which is just absent in the notification tray, and that's really weird because you have to pull it twice to be able to manipulate the brightness, and that's something I do pretty often, so I want it up front. So if you tap on that button next to it, it gives you two options, auto brightness and show control on top. You got to enable show control on top, and that way your brightness bar is always there and you can just use it on the fly. The other thing is, and people don't know this, is when they want to use a particular setting, you guys are using it to toggle to switch it on or off. Now, if you tap on that label, you can choose from the options within that area, and you don't have to go inside your settings to be able to do that. So that's really quick, saves you a ton of time, and yeah, you've got all your options up front. Super handy, super usable. I love this feature. So that's it from me, guys. Hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.